I just got done with episode 2 of Beyond the Gates on Paramount Plus and really enjoyed it once again. I thought today we got to see more storylines develop, which is good. We got to see a couple more character introductions. The first few episodes are going to be a lot of introductions, and it's going to take me quite a while to actually remember who everyone is and how they're related and all of that. But I just want to, break down the episode and some of my favorite things in the episode. We'll just continue from yesterday. And yesterday, Dani punched Hayley. When I first watched it, I saw it as a slap. But my old friends on Soap Opera Network, a message board that I haven't been on regularly in a decade, I went on there yesterday to see the hoopla and comment myself, and they pointed out that it was a punch. I got to see the video again. They talked about in today's episode that it was a punch. The first half of the episode kind of dealt with the fallout of Dani punching Hayley in public, and while the family has disdain for Hayley because of what she did to Dani, some people in the family don't like the violence from Dani. Even Vernon, even though Dani is a daddy's girl, Vernon does not like that she ended up punching Hayley. He doesn't like that it resorted to violence. He was talking to one of his grandsons, who is Martin, I believe. Yes. It's going to take me a minute to remember these names. Martin is the politician. I was getting him mixed up with Andre yesterday. Martin says something about how some people deserve to get punched. And he's a politician saying this, which is interesting. But I liked their conversation. Vernon slowly being shown as the patriarch of the family. And then, of course, there's Anita, who is clearly the matriarch of the family. And I'm liking these dynamics they're setting up, where even though Dani is a daddy's girl, Vernon seems to be the parent that is more peaceful. And while Anita is certainly not violent, I think Anita might be the parent that is okay with pushing boundaries, even though she's trying to calm Dani down, and it's not working at all. Throughout the entire conversation, where Anita's trying to say that Dani needs to get over what happened eventually, maybe after the marriage, Dani can move on with another guy, but Dani's just set on revenge. She wants to spend all her time trying to get revenge on Bill and Hayley. And Carla Mosley, who plays Dani, I know somebody commented yesterday that her acting was a bit much, and I do think Carla can be an over actor, but I'm having a hard time differentiating if she's overacting or if Dani's just batshit crazy. And I think by the end of the episode, Dani might just be batshit crazy. So I think if that is the case, then I think Carla is playing her the way she needs to be played, because many a times during this episode, her faces were psychotic, and by the end of the episode, she was doing something psychotic. So I think we're witnessing Dani on a psychotic episode. But maybe this is just her character overall. She was even drinking at one part of this episode. So for Dani to not only be crazy and violent, but maybe even like her alcohol, there's a lot to Dani, and I think she's going to be a character that some people are really going to like, or a character that really gets on your nerves. Right now, I think because of the storyline that she is in, I do like Dani, because, she got screwed over by an orphan that was her daughter's friend, who then ended up having an affair with her husband, and now she's just desperate, looking at old pictures of Bill, trying to find the love in his eyes. Did he ever really love her? She's trying to wonder how she didn't see the affair happen between Hayley and Bill under her eyes. And where Bill and Hayley are concerned, I think they are both different types of villains, but types that I enjoy watching. Bill is clearly one shady mofo who is always fixing problems. He ended up, well, give me a second. Then there's Hayley, who is being written as kind of more naive. I don't totally buy that yet, though. She went to visit Nicole because, Hayley used to be such good friends with the Duprees. They all used to like her. And she was hoping that Nicole could get through to her sister Dani. But Nicole said her loyalty is with Dani, of course, her family. So then Hayley went to Bill, told Bill what happened with Dani, that Dani hit her. Bill was upset about that. And Hayley just wanted to elope and not have a real wedding because nobody's going to attend anyway, she says. And Bill wants to fix that because that's what he does. He wants to have a real wedding. So he went to Vernon and hoping that Vernon can convince the family somehow to attend the wedding. And there was an underlying threat before Bill left Vernon that he has done a lot to fix stuff for Vernon and the family when they needed him to fix stuff. And now he needs Vernon to return the favor. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Bill has on the family because clearly he knows all the Dupree family's dirty little secrets, which is going to make him the big villain on the show if you're rooting for the Dupree family. But I like the way Dani's being written as psychotic because she's not this goody two-shoes character. The woe is me, I've been cheated on. No, she wants revenge and she's being written as crazy. So she's not like a totally good character. And I think that adds a good dynamic to this whole situation where Bill's clearly a shady villain. Hayley's being played as naive, but like after what she did, she could also be seen as like somebody who took advantage of her situation, wanting more. She was an orphan before the family took her in, and then she went out of her way to sleep with Dani's husband and have an affair. She's no innocent in this, even if she's acting naive. And then Dani's psychotic. So, yeah. So that was a follow-up to the main story from yesterday. And it ended on a cliffhanger on a Tuesday and a second episode where Dani finally goes to see Bill at work, knocking all the shit off of his desk. His clients run out the room because she's coming in hot. And I like that they made us wait 2 whole episodes for Bill and Dani to have an on-screen scene and give us our cliffhanger for their confrontation that I want to see. So they leave you wanting more because of a cliffhanger, because of this being the main story 2 episodes in a row. It's good. I love it. But let's touch upon some of the smaller stuff that happened in this episode as well. We got to meet Nicole's husband, Ted. I thought Ted and Nicole had chemistry, much like Naomi and Jacob, I believe his name is, yesterday. I still like Naomi and Jacob more as a couple, I guess maybe because they're younger and I like a good, young, energetic couple with chemistry. But Nicole and Ted, I think, are a good couple too, and they definitely have chemistry. Ted might have a past, though, because we were introduced to 2 new characters, 3 really. We got to see Ashley again, who I thought was better today than yesterday. She and her husband, Derek, were kind of the token whites in yesterday's episode and didn't come across very well. And they didn't really fit into the episode. But today, she fit into the canvas more because we got to see her have a scene with Nicole at one point. She got a visit from her mother, bringing her food on the job. But she also has friends named Dana and Eva, I believe. And they seem to be up to something. And my favorite part of the episode is that when Dana and Eva were leaving, Dana sees Ted walking by and gives him quite the stare. He didn't see her. I don't know if that stare was a good stare or a bad stare. I didn't know if that stare was because they have a past. That would be my assumption, is that they have a past, because Later in the episode, Dana and Eva are scheming. Eva is Dana's daughter, and something happened to Dana in the past, apparently. She went through something, and now they seem to be wanting revenge. I'm assuming that Ted has something to do with that past event that Dana is feeling bad about or wanting revenge on. And Eva, her daughter, seems delighted in helping her. And I really like the actress. Both of them, actually. I thought they were not on a lot in this episode, but when they were on, they were my favorite parts of the episode, besides Dani being a psychopath. We also got to meet Curtis's husband. Curtis is the gay character who was the politician. I was getting him confused with somebody else yesterday. His husband's name, or his nickname, is Smitty. The only question mark I have about them is that they have teenage kids, even though Smitty looks about 25. I know the actor is older than 20. I think he's in his 30s. But nonetheless, they just look a little old to have teenagers, and I've seen that question online already as well. I also didn't know if I loved the chemistry between Martin and Bradley, or Smitty, or whatever we're calling him. Hopefully they get to have more love scenes and not just hugs being gay characters, but this is CBS daytime, and I have a hard time seeing them give the gay characters their flowers, but hopefully this is different, because this is very different from all the other soaps already. I think that was all of the main things I wanted to touch upon. But yeah, episode 2 was even better than yesterday. We get a great cliffhanger again because of Dani. We get introduced to more characters, and I like them all. Ashley even fit in better in this episode. So it's coming along already, 2 episodes in. I continue to be excited. I mean, having a daily soap opera to watch that I'm actually excited for, it's been a while. I mean, there was a point in time where, the British soap operas, EastEnders, mostly EastEnders, in the 2020s, where I would be excited to come home and watch EastEnders. But an American soap opera, it's great to have this again. And if you haven't checked it out yet, check out Beyond the Gates. You can see it on Paramount Plus.